All right, what up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Living the Dream podcast. Today, we are going to get a life essence statement update. So, what is a life essence statement? I'm pretty sure I made a podcast about this earlier, but this is just what I'm calling it because I low-key forgot what it was called and don't want to rewind this audio tape to figure it out. It's kind of a combination of one's vivid vision, which we talked about that book in a previous podcast, plus Bob Proctor's advice on writing out your life goals. So, in Vivid Vision, it talks about writing out a personal vivid vision for the 5 areas of your life: faith, family, fitness, finance, and friends. Write out in as much detail as possible how you want those to look, what you want those areas of your life to look like. And Bob Proctor talks about writing out this sentence: I am so happy and grateful that blank. And that blank is where you insert your desired goal in the present tense in as much detail as possible. So they're kind of the same thing, but Bob Proctor kind of gave you a sentence structure, and Vivid Vision gave you a life categories. And I just really like it because you get to talk about stuff as if you own it, and you trick your mind. Like if you tell your mind a lie for long enough, in your mind, it becomes the truth. For example, if you say, I am ugly, I am ugly, I am ugly, you will look at yourself as a little uglier. If you say, I am powerful, I am powerful, I am powerful, your mind will start to look for evidence that shows you're powerful. It's just confirmation bias, is what I'm really realizing when it comes to success. You have beliefs and you look for evidence to confirm those beliefs. You can change those beliefs by getting different results, taking different actions, thinking different thoughts, and feeling different feelings. So the most we can control is thoughts and actions. For me, it's hard to control feelings, but you can also control how you feel with your thoughts and with your actions. So Tony Robbins talks about doing power moves to control your feelings, and you can think differently and feel differently. Literally. I talked about this on the podcast as well. I thought about a new anime that was coming up, Hunter x Hunter, actually, and I got happy. I still had all the problems I had, but I got happy. And so you can think yourself into a new way of feeling. And so that's what I really like about this life essence statement. I am thinking my way into the life that I want. And when I have that in front of me every day, I will act that way. And as I think that way and act that way, I will start to feel that way, which means I'll start to get those results, which will then change my beliefs. And so I really love the life essence statement. That's really what we're getting at in this podcast. And where has it shown up in my life? I started writing out one the other day before the gym. It was Sunday. Uh, Gracie and I go to the gym on Sundays at like 8:30, and we go to church. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna wake up a little bit before 8:30 and I'm gonna start writing out this life essence statement because this is the thing I have not been consistent with. Writing out my goals, reading my goals, emotionalizing my goals, which is the other reason I really like Bob Proctor's I am so happy and grateful that it starts to emotionalize it for me. Like I start to feel happy, I start to feel grateful, I start to be in a better mood. Whereas like the vivid vision I had written before, because I had written one out, it was just like, I make this much money. I do this with my friends. But now it's like, I am so happy and grateful that I make this much money. And it's amazing to feel X with my friends, X with my family, giving out this much money. It's like I started to attach emotion to it and it was easier to visualize. And I was like, I am happy and grateful. Gratitude is something I wanted to be working on. When I listen to this 2 times a day, it'll be in my head like, I am happy, I am grateful, I am happy, I am grateful that these things, that these things, that these things. And I'll start to look for evidence of these things, and then I will be happy and grateful. And I will be happy and grateful, which will then produce evidence of those things. You know, it's all like, I just like it a lot. I just like it. It works for me. So, start writing out one before the gym. This emotionalized it for me, and I wrote out a lot. And I was feeling myself as I was writing out. I was like, yeah, yeah, get it, because dude, it felt good, and I often like, I don't know. I think it's easy to feel like you lose control over your life and over your results, but everything you're getting right now in life is because of actions, thoughts, and feelings and beliefs that you had in the past, which means you change those things, you will get something else in the future. When you realize that, it gives you a lot of freedom. And I think I forget about that. Even though I do know it, I forget about it. And this reminds me. So I like that a lot. Where do I want it to show up in my life? I've already told you guys about how I started to write it out. I started to emotionalize it. I want to continue to write it out, and I want to expand in as much detail as possible. Like, I want to get a clear mental picture of what exactly I want and relay that on paper and then listen to it 2 times per day, if not more. So once in the morning, once in the evening before I go to sleep, and then anytime during the day when I start to get down in the dumps, I want to just listen to some of it. Be like, hey, remember, this is where you're going. This is what you're doing. This is why you're so happy and grateful. And just because you missed this deal doesn't change the vision. Like, this will happen. And so that's where I want it to show up in my life. Just continue to write it out, continue to expand it as much detail as possible, and like actually see it and feel it, and prove Bob Proctor right or wrong. And Napoleon Hill as well. They talk about creating this burning desire will happen when you start to look at something and hear it and think about it every day, twice a day, 15 minutes twice a day. And I haven't taken the time to prove them right or wrong. I've acted as if it were wrong. So I'm like, I'm going to do it, see if they're wrong, and I'm gonna do it for 90 days, 360 days, 720 days. And if I listen to this thing for 720 days and nothing has changed, maybe I need to give it more time, or maybe they're wrong. I don't know, but I can tell you something. It's already changed, and it's been a day, and I haven't even listened to it twice in a day once. So I think if I compound that action over 720, 1,440 days, 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, et cetera, 6 years, I'll be 29. If I compound that action till I'm 29, what's my life gonna look like? I bet it'll look a lot different. So that's where I wanted to show up in my life. I just want to take the time to prove Bob Proctor and Napoleon Hill and the Vivid Vision guy, I'm forgetting his name, either right or wrong. How can you apply it to your life? I think you should start writing out your life essence statement. You can start with one thing. I am so happy and grateful that what? You can even say, I am so happy and grateful that I am alive. I am so happy and grateful that my family is alive and well. I am so happy and grateful that and then you can start hitting your stretch goals. I make $200,000 a year. I'm so happy and grateful that my house is paid off. I'm so happy and grateful that my kids love spending time with me. Like, you can start writing out all these things, and just anything you want in life, just say, I am so happy and grateful that blank. Insert desire, get as specific as possible. And what I like to do, I don't really like to rewrite I am so happy and grateful because it's a little redundant to me. So I'd say, I am so happy and grateful that insert statement. And if I want to expand on that statement, I would say, it is amazing that insert statement. That kind of adds on. So I am so happy and grateful that I make $20,000 a month. It is amazing that I can take that 20,000 that I take that $20,000 a month and I give 5,000 of it away to people who are homeless every month. And I feel overjoyed because I give this $5,000 away, and I get to have conversations, and I have conversations with people about impact in their life or something like that. Like, keep it in the present tense, but you can use different sentence beginnings, but always tie it with heavy into positive emotion. I'm so happy and grateful that it is amazing that I am overjoyed that it makes me ecstatic because that was a bad sentence. But you guys get what I'm saying. You can switch up the sentence beginnings, and yeah, just focus on positivity, happiness, and what you want in your life, and tie those things together and get as specific as possible. Start writing out your life essence statement today. And that is all we have for you. Thank you guys for listening to this podcast. I hope that right after you listen to this, you go write out your life essence statement or review it if you already have it, because it's not an uncommon thing for people who have studied success. Um, but yeah, send this to 1 to 3 people you know need to hear this message. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes. Go ahead and check out the Creative Dealmakers Mastermind, where we are getting together a community of people to make creative deals that help us take the next step towards our dream life. And on that note, we're out.